What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So we're working on rear naked choke defenses and mat control escapes. So the first thing I want to talk about is before he gets this choke in, when he has your back, your first priority is your neck. Sometimes guys will reach down and try to pull the legs off and they get choked because of it. So defend your neck first. So before he gets the seatbelt in, I want to be hand fighting the whole time. And what I find to be one of the most effective ways is just kind of like take a nap. So if we're hand fighting here and he tries to get inside, you peel my hands off. Okay, you got one hand, but I still have this. You know, I have two hands on the neck at all times to keep fighting. And so it's a pretty simple, straightforward thing, but I'm going to try it out a little bit. So as soon as they grab your back, tuck your chin, hit here, and then they'll start trying to peel your hands off and just keep fighting back. Keep one on your neck at all times. So, any questions on that?
Why both sides on the same side?
So that basically when they get one.
Can you not take both of them?
Well, if he's Superman, but if he's Oscar, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a little easier to hand fight that way because when he starts peeling, you know, he can't peel them both at the same time, so he gets one.
Right.
And I can fight it back and keep this safe, slide it back in. And so rather, some guys will go here, but I've never found it effective.
Because that other side's not as
What's that?
I'm not kidding.
Yeah?
Leg pressure, you want.
All right.
No. I think you should.
What's his name, dude?
Choke yourself.
Yeah,
So-
correct.
Oh yeah, that's another.
If you cross it, I can use to choke you other side.
Yeah. And that's another thing actually I should mention too. If your hand is low and he squeezes and he's still choking, if I put it up on the side of my face, I'm safer.
So you basically take a power nap before he puts you to sleep.
Pretty much. Yeah. Take the chin and put them up on the side of your face. So you don't want them down in here, you want them up. So let's go ahead and try that a little bit. The more he has the choke sunk, then the lower my chances are of escaping. But now I'm going to go ahead and just go with, he's got the choke in. So go ahead and do the choke. Okay. And so, before he gets all the way sunk, you can start your space back by this armpit. You can bring your hand up and slide it forward across your face. Same with, there's a little bit of space on both sides. Usually the shoulder armpit's a little better because you can close this off here. So that's another thing. If you're early enough, you can reach way back in the armpit, slide this up, and slide it across your face. And make sure it's up high enough to where it's on your face, not here, and get choked with it. So just mess around with that, but that's not actually the technique I'm showing. What I'm going to do is if he's got the choke all the way in, okay, do the regular rear naked choke. So, and yeah, go ahead and put that back behind my head. So, this is the typical rear naked choke. He's got this hand putting pressure on the back of my head, and then the choke here.
Chris is talking. Squeeze.
Yeah. So what I want to do, the thing that's really cinching this in is this hand that's going behind my head. So what I want to do immediately is reach both hands back and grab that hand and pull it forward. And then turn my chin to the side a little bit just to make some space. Don't rely on that because it can start neck cracking you if that's all I do to try to defend the choke. But anyway, so back. Let the choke. So 2 on 1. Both hands reach back and grab it, pull it forward. Kind of striking out over my shoulder. Some guys will, get a little bit of arm lock and make them think about that. And then I'm going to keep control of this. With this hand, I'm going to reach up and start peeling this here. As soon as I get enough space here, I go 2 on 1 on this hand. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift it to the other side of my head, and I'm going to drive back into it. So my weight is on top of his body. And then with the hand on the outside, I'm going to reach and grab his head. And use that to turn into his guard. So, a lot of steps here. He's got the rear naked choke. Immediately, both hands back and grab this 2-on-1. However you can get it, and pull it down over your shoulder. And then slide this hand up and start fighting this one that's across your neck. Once you get some space here and get your chin kind of inside, slide this hand inside and go 2-on-1 on that. And then I'm going to lift this up over my head and pull it to the outside. Now this part here is kind of the tricky part. I don't want to just drive back and off to the side and let him come up and take me out. So what I gotta do is I gotta keep my weight distributed just right when I push it back into him. Okay, my hips are high off the ground and my weight is kind of on top of it. And then I'm gonna reach and grab his head with the outside hand while I'm still controlling this arm with this one. And then spin my leg around to where I want to go. Any questions on that one?
Maybe see it one more time.
Yep. So, start with this hand, 2-on-1. Turn my chin a little bit, because you know, some guys are real strong and might be able to kind of choke you over here too. So, yeah. So, I'm turning my chin, I'm trying to get it over my shoulder a little bit, and then start hand fighting this one. And I make sure to keep control of this one while I do that. That way, you know, if I lose control, all of a sudden it's not back to step one. So go ahead and go that. So hand fighting here, and then once I get some space, 2-on-1 on this hand. Keep my chin tucked, and then I'm going to lift it just enough to get it on the outside. And I'm pulling it nice and tight. And I'm kind of sitting my shoulder into his armpit. And I'm going to drive back into him. And make sure you keep your balance here. And then I'm going to reach, outside hand around his head, and spin into his guard. Good?
Is there any specifics that you need to worry about when you pull it down so his leg doesn't come up and trap his arm? Is there anything special or is that not this?
For when I'm doing the first one?
Yeah. Is it your elbow has to be on the outside of his leg when you do it, or is it, am I just crazy?
Yeah, if you were to come here,
Yeah.
well, he might be able to, if you're on the inside, he might be able to sneak his foot in.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and do that and drop it. So yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
But if I can keep it to the outside,
Yeah.
his foot shouldn't be able to do that, and the only way he could try to trap it would be to let go with his hands, or he could fight that a little bit.
Sure.
And then if he lets go with his hands, then I'm safe from the choke. So,
Gotcha.
anything to add there?
I did it the first little time. You can push, expect that you can push it down and block it with your foot. So
What's that? The leg?
yeah, as he comes around, because you got hold of this arm already, and this arm pushes down here, and push comes over.
Oh,
Now you trap the leg.
Yeah.
And you finish it up just
on
on
the
top.
top of the leg. Yeah, that's another option from there. So,
Because if you know they're going to be coming.
yeah, and then, I mean, you're free as far as,
Correct.
you can go to the weak side, or whatever, even from there.
Yeah, and then you choke it with the process.
Yeah. So that's another thing for, you know, people like that.
Huh.
Alright, let's go ahead and try it.